The Soviets abandoned a fully equipped Arctic research station so fast, nobody could explain why. Until two Americans parachuted in to find out. In the spring of 1962, American reconnaissance confirmed something unusual drifting on the Arctic ice pack. A Soviet research station, fully built and completely abandoned. Huts, equipment, instruments, all of it sitting on a floe of sea ice hundreds of miles from land, slowly drifting wherever the Arctic Ocean decided to take it. The Soviets had left in a hurry. These drifting stations were temporary by design. Scientific bases planted on thick floes, staffed for a season or two and evacuated when the ice began to break up. When the runway cracked, you flew out while you still could, and you took what fit on the plane. What did not fit, you left behind. And that was exactly what interested American intelligence. Because inside those abandoned huts, frozen in place, might be the answer to a question the US Navy badly wanted answered. How good were the Soviets at listening for submarines under the Arctic ice? The Arctic was becoming the hiding place for ballistic missile submarines. Whoever understood sound under that ice owned the game. There was just one problem. The station, designated North Pole 8, was drifting in the middle of one of the most hostile environments on Earth. No ship could reach it. No helicopter had the range. The ice was too rough and too weak for a large aircraft to land. You could photograph the huts from above, but you could not get inside them. Unless you did not plan on landing at all. The plan that emerged was called Project COLDFEET, and it is preserved in the official histories of American intelligence, which is worth stating up front because nothing about it sounds real. Two men would parachute onto the drifting ice. They would spend days searching the abandoned station and packing up whatever mattered. And then an aircraft would come back and pluck them off the ice without ever touching down. The men were Major James Smith of the Air Force, a Russian speaker and experienced intelligence officer, and Lieutenant Leonard Leshak of the Navy Reserve, a polar geophysicist who had wintered in Antarctica and who happened to be one of the few people alive who understood both parachutes and under-ice acoustics. The aircraft was a veteran B-17 bomber, flown by a private company that did contract work for the CIA. And bolted to its nose was the reason the plan could exist at all. The Fulton SKYHOOK, a recovery system that until then lived mostly in trials and demonstrations. It worked like this. The man on the ground inflates a balloon, which lifts a 500-foot line into the sky. He straps himself into a harness at the bottom of the line. The aircraft flies straight at the balloon, catches the line in a V-shaped yoke on its nose, and the man is snatched off the surface, trailed behind the aircraft, and winched aboard. That was the exit plan. There was no other. In late May 1962, Smith and Leshak jumped into the white silence and came down on the floe. The station was exactly what intelligence had hoped, abandoned in haste and full. For roughly 3 days, the two men worked through the huts in brutal cold, photographing, sorting, packing, instruments, documents, equipment left mid-use, the whole material footprint of a Soviet Arctic research program, sitting there for anyone willing to fall out of the sky to get it. Then the weather began to turn, and the B-17 came back. The extraction is the part that veterans of the program retold for the rest of their lives. The wind was rising across the floe. The cargo went up first, bundles of Soviet material snatched line by line off the ice. Then the men, one at a time, balloon up, harness tight, aircraft inbound at low altitude, the line catching the yoke with a crack, and a human being accelerating from a dead stop on the ice to flying speed in about a second, whipped up and back, trailing behind a Second World War bomber over the Arctic Ocean, then slowly winched in through the tail. Both men came aboard alive. So did the take. And the take mattered. The material recovered from North Pole 8 showed the Soviet drifting station program was doing serious work on under-ice acoustics, on hearing what moved beneath the pack. American analysts concluded the Soviets were further along in Arctic acoustic research than had been assumed. Quietly, in the way intelligence victories work, COLDFEET fed into how the US Navy thought about hiding and hunting submarines under the ice for the rest of the Cold War. No shots were fired. No one died. Nothing about the operation was ever meant to be famous, and for decades it wasn't. It sat in classified histories while louder Cold War stories took the stage. Which leaves the image this story deserves to end on. Two men alone on a drifting slab of frozen ocean, standing in the wreck quiet of an enemy's abandoned base. And above them, an old bomber lining up on a balloon, coming in low to catch them on a hook and carry them home. It sounds like something a screenwriter rejected as too much. It is in the files. All of it happened.